So one of the things I picked up today from Amazon was Garfield and Friends Season 1. They re-released this on DVD, and I think the company that put this out is named Skiprope. Yeah, Skiprope. And you can already tell that this is kind of like a generic. It looks like a generic DVD because if you've ever seen Garfield and Friends, is this Arlene? I think it is. It's like she barely shows up in the show. I think she's only been in like one episode of the show, but yeah, this is a new DVD that came out today, remastered, and I'm going to show you the differences between this and the former version of Garfield and Friends, which was put out by 20th Century Fox about 15 years ago. Actually, I think 15 years ago this week, because there are definitely two different versions of this, of the first season at least. This has more than the first season. This just has the first season. So I'm going to show you this stuff on here first, because there are definitely some differences here than what they put on the remastered version. So let's go ahead and open up this one first. And by the way, I do have all the seasons of the show from Fox, because this is one of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. And it still holds up today, probably more so than I would have guessed it back then. But so let's go ahead and open this up and pop this in real quick. And what I'm going to do is just play the first episode on each one of these to show you kind of the differences between the Fox version that came out 15 years ago and the new version. So let's just go ahead and start this one.
Oh, we're wearing our doggy coat, aren't we? Don't we look just precious in our dumb widow doggy coat? When we go on our walk, all the other dogs are going to call you a nerd.
And when you look at it, it looks like it's just a regular TV version, because like you see the black bars on the side, because this was shot in full screen.
Maybe lightning will strike me and end this humiliation.
Now I'm going to pause it right there, because I want you to notice what's coming up next, the theme song.
Ladies and gentlemen.
See, that's the original animated version, but pay attention to this, because I'm going to show you why later on.
Someone you can open up to
when you feel like you're ready to flip.
When you got the world on your shoulder.
Friends are there to give you a tip.
Friends are right when you need them. They're even there when you don't.
For a walk in the park or a shot in the dark. Friends are there. But friends will care for you.
You folks have this confused. I'm real and you're animated.
Now, I paused it right here because, as you can see up there, next up we're going to show you the Orson's Farm Quickie, which, if you ever watched the show when it aired on TV, this is actually a secondary name to the U.S. Acres for Quickies, because this is what it is. Part is coming up is U.S. Acres, but I guess in international versions, this is Orson's Farm. So I'm going to show you this real quick.
You sissy, you shouldn't be afraid of a bug.
Now you notice that, of course, like I said, Orson's Farm was kind of the international name for the U.S. Acres shorts, and that shows up on the title screen here. One last difference I want to show you. Just kind of fast forward to the end here to show you this.
Never mind.
Now you notice these are the original end credits for the show. So that was the Fox set that we just looked at. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Skiprope set, which apparently these have been out for a while now. These new transfers that they did, they've been put out on random other Garfield DVDs, but I just never noticed them until they put this out. So, because like as of right now, they're airing on Stars, and I think it's just the regular versions from the original DVDs. So. Go ahead and pop this one in. And here is the menu for the new version. And something you're going to notice right off the bat is that these are new widescreen transfers, like there's like the ones that they did for The Simpsons whenever they came to FXX. And I'll show you what I mean. See, now it's a wider version of the episode from the first episode from the Fox version.
But don't feel bad. You'll be the best dressed nerd ever.
Come on, guys. Let's get ready for our walk.
Maybe lightning will strike me and end this humiliation.
Now I'm going to pause it right there because remember what I told you about the theme song from the original version. That's the one that originally aired back in 1988. Take a look at what they did for this remastered version.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and Friends. Friends are there.
To help you get started, to give you a push on your way.
Friends are there.
To turn you around, get your feet on the ground for a brand new day.
As you can see, they redid the entire animated opening, and while it doesn't look it looks pretty much the same as the other one, except you can see that they're not moving as much as they did in the original version. And I don't know, maybe Film Roman had something to do with this, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it, but.
You folks have this confused. I'm real and you're animated.
Now the next thing you notice right off the bat is that it's no longer Orson's farm on the top there, it's now U.S. Acres, just like it was when it aired on TV.
Hey, wait! Oh, wait! You gotta come over here, man, and scope this out. What is it? You won't believe it, man. Believe what? This bug I found. Yeah! A bug!
A bug. Wade, you sissy. You shouldn't be afraid of a bug. Well,
As you can see up there, there's the U.S. Acres logo instead of the Orson's Farm logo from the Fox version. One last thing to show you. Last thing I'm going to show you. Now, you saw that they redid the entire opening credits, but they also did the same thing to the end credits as well. Watch.
Are you there? I'll explain about the Alaskan cat flu.
never mind.
Kind of reminds me of like how Hanna-Barbera did like some of the 80s end credits, like how the colors keep changing with all the credits that keep coming up. So there you go. Those are the two different versions of Garfield and Friends that are now out on DVD. And unlike the Stars of Space Jam DVD sets that I took a look at earlier this summer, I would actually recommend having both of these sets. Like, I'm not going to get rid of these ones because I've had these since they came out. But I do think this is kind of interesting to have, like, I guess these are the originally put together episodes, not the ones that they air in syndication, but these are, not only that, but they're brand new transfers in high definition and widescreen. And for the most part, it does look pretty good. I will admit the weird animation that they did for the new HD opening and the way they changed the end credits is kind of off a little bit, but it is interesting to have a version that keeps most of the original content from the first versions of this completely in there. Like on this one, you have the U.S. Acres segments in there as they originally aired on TV, and then you have these ones, the Orson's Farm ones, which I think aired on international versions and syndicated versions. I'm not too sure though. I'd have to, like I said, I have to look into that. And this is dirt cheap too. Like for $8, you can get this for $8 online on Amazon. That's where I got it from. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video on that. If you're fans of the show like I am, this is definitely worth picking up if you don't have the original versions from Fox. And this one's definitely worth a purchase online on Amazon for $8, which like I said, I got it from there. So that's it, and thanks for watching. And luckily, I just remembered one last thing I forgot to mention. This is actually not the first version that has different versions of, supposedly has different versions of specific Garfield specials and shorts. On the Garfield Holiday Specials DVDs that came out recently, those versions have, in particular, is the newer, the originally aired versions of like a Garfield Christmas and all that, compared to the ones that Fox put out for the Garfield Holiday Celebration set. Maybe around Christmas time, I'll definitely show you that, but I wanted to mention that before I signed off here. Now I'm going for real.